Hey guys, Jeff here, and today I want to talk to you about wafer locks. I'm sure you've seen them many times. A lot of times you see ones that look like these that might be on a filing cabinet or a desk. I've actually gotten these from some filing cabinets that my wife and I have ended up with. One of the things to note about wafer locks is a lot of times these are so small you can't really hold them in your hand for picking. So I got this idea right here from a user on Facebook, and I can't remember his name. He had a thick piece of cardboard that he had drilled so that way he could mount the wafer locks on there. And I just had some of this plywood handy. And it's been great to be able to hold on to and manipulate the wafers. Now, of course, you also have, I know I showed this one in a recent video. Is that the right one? Nope, this is it. I've got some cabinet locks with the sliding parts here. Now the thing about wafer locks is that we treat them as if they're all the same, but there really are some differences in them. So it might be kind of hard to see, but this Yale here is wide open. There's no sort of warding. I can stick my pick in there, move everything over. Makes for a really easy pick. On the other hand, this guy, which has no name, actually has some warding in here that you have to work around if you're going to pick the wafers. So I'm going to focus on these because I feel like these are what we end up seeing more often. I just want to talk about a couple techniques for attacking these. Attack number one is just doing what we would do with pin tumblers. It might take a thicker tensioner, but you can fit a tensioner in there and you can use your picks to start trying to push the wafers into place, try to get through there. Just keep going through just like we do with our pin tumblers. And these do usually only travel so far in one direction or the other, so you have to make sure you're picking them the right direction. And that was just my tensioner moving. In addition, just like a pin tumbler, you can sometimes get by with a rake. Got my Bogota here, and some tension, some scrubbing. I promise that I tried this before I made the video and it worked. Let's try one more time. Make sure the tensioner is good and set. And of course, not on camera, right? It's just the way these things work for us. And try one more time. I'd like to show you that it works, because it really does. If you get everything right, I might not have enough tension. Just like anything else, it takes a balance of tension. All right, we're not getting that today. Now, another attempt, a more dedicated attempt, is to make wafer picks. I found these patterns for warded and wafered picks on locklab.com, and I tried making these. I took some old, what did I use? Paring knives, because they seem to have about the right thickness, about the right size here, and I cut them out for this. But in my experience, these picks have been too big for the kind of wafer locks I'm running into most often. So I have the picks that I made. Maybe they'd work better on ignition locks or some other sort of wafers like that are a bit bigger. I don't know, but they don't work for this. What does work for this is a third technique that I saw on YouTube, and I wish I could remember who it was. It was somebody involved in covert entry stuff. And so I made this tool, and you can kind of see the grind line there, where this was made out of an old knife. But this is an overlifter. And the way this is used, and I made a hole for it so I can put it on the same key ring where I keep my warded picks. But the way this works is you put it into the lock, and clearly this only works for the wafer locks that have no wards so that we can push straight up. That is part of the deal with this one I was working on. It does have wards, so I cannot use this technique in this lock. But for this one down here, if there's no wards in it, you can push this in, push straight up, so you can see I'm applying upward tension, and then start rotating. And while you're rotating, let's see if I can get this right, while you're rotating, you pull out slowly. And what it's doing is it's allowing each of those wafers to fall to the right place. And notice, the lock turns. I locked that or unlocked that. So let's try that the other way. Again, push up, apply rotational force, start pulling out. Oh, I'm stuck up in there. Rotate, pull out little by little while turning. Oh, didn't get it that time. Little by little while turning, and there we go. So, a simple tool to make. And it's only going to work on those wafer locks that don't have any wards in the way. But for as simple a tool as that is, I feel like it's worth making and trying, and add it to your arsenal. So how do you attack wafer locks? What do you find to be the best way or the most reliable way to unlock them? I look forward to hearing your feedback on that, and I'll talk to you later.